Welcome again, viewers and subscribers, and all cricket lovers around the world. Now, the West Indies take on Afghanistan in a top of the table clash at the Beaujolais Cricket Stadium in St. Lucia. Oh, my bad, it's now renamed the Darren Sammy Cricket Stadium over there in St. Lucia. And this track is notorious for being a batting paradise. So I'm expecting some fireworks from the likes of Johnson Charles, Nicholas Puran, Ravman Powell, and Andre Russell. Albeit they are selected for tonight's game because I'm expecting the West Indies to make several changes. Alright, I don't think we will drop Johnson Charles, even though people have been calling for his head because of his lack of form. But I don't think that the West Indies will be brave enough to drop Johnson Charles on his home ground. All right. So there was a press conference or a pre-game conference where Jonathan Trott was interviewed along with Ravman Powell. As you know, Jonathan Trott is the head coach of Afghanistan. All right, so I'm going to play the interview. Oh, I'm just going to play Ravman Powell's part of the interview, right? And then give my take.
Hi, Rodman. How are you? Just looking ahead to tomorrow night's game. Obviously Johnson Charles has the chance if selected to play on his home ground. Can you talk a bit about what that sort of means to the players in your squad, the opportunity to play World Cup cricket in their home countries?
Yeah, it's been a big opportunity for the guys, to play World Cup cricket in their home country. We started in Guyana with Shamran Maya, Romario Shepherd, Shamar Joseph, and Gudakish Moti, playing in front of their home crowd. And then we went Trinidad with Akil Hussein and Nicholas Puran. Now it's time for Johnson Charles to put on a show for his St. Lucian, for his fellow St. Lucians.
Yes, and I am a bit disappointed. Not even a bit disappointed, but hugely disappointed in Jamaica for not hosting any of these games. As I listened to Ravman Powell talking about different players and their countries and getting a chance to play in front of their home crowd. It's such a pity that the likes of Andre Russell, Ravman Powell himself, and Brandon King will not get a chance to play in front of their home crowd. Such a shame. Such a shame. All right. But yes, definitely Johnson Charles played in front of his home crowd. I'm expecting a big innings from him tonight. As I said earlier, I don't think the West Indies will drop Johnson Charles. I am sure they will give him that opportunity to play in front of his home crowd. And I think he's going to come up with the goods tonight because he has been having a relatively slow start to this World Cup. The last game against New Zealand, he never made any runs and his feeling was very poor. So I'm expecting him to make amends for those errors in the last game. So I'm expecting some big things from Johnson Charles in front of his home crowd. And I'm sure he's looking forward to playing in front of his home crowd as well.
He's probably had a quieter start to the tournament than he would have liked, but could you talk a bit about sort of his strengths and sort of how you approach that as captain and backing him to be a match winner?
Yeah, I think not just him, but all of us as batters, have a very, very subtle start to the World Cup, but tomorrow presents an opportunity here at the Darren Sammy Stadium, for us as batters to get it right. It's also a better opportunity on a better wicket, so just like myself and Johnson Charles, we're definitely looking forward to it. We know that Johnson is definitely a match winner for us, so we'll see how best as possibly go tomorrow.
Yes, and as Ravman Powell mentioned, the Darren Sammy Cricket Stadium, the pitch is normally one that favors the batsman. All right, there's something in it for the bowler. Let me try to put it in a percentage wise. I would say 70% for the batsmen and 30% for the bowlers. So I'm expecting some firework, and I'm sure Ravman Powell is excited as well to go out and play on that sort of surface.
How do you guys approach this game? Obviously, there's not a lot at stake in terms of qualifying for the next stage or anything like that at this point, but presumably you want to have some momentum going into the Super 8.
Yeah, momentum is a very important word for us. It's important for us to keep playing good cricket and consistent cricket. After this game, the Super 8 is very, very important. So you want players going into the Super 8 with good performances. You want to go in the Super 8 as a team winning. So that's definitely something that we're taking serious, not taking nothing for granted, even though we have qualified for the Super 8s already. It's an opportunity for us to also put on a display for the St. Lucians that will come out tomorrow to watch us play World Cup cricket.
Yes, and Rahman Powell mentioned a very good point. Momentum. We need momentum going into the Super 8. So the changes that we are about to make are the changes that we will make for tonight's game. I expect those changes to be rational, sensible changes, right? Because we don't want to take Afghanistan lightly and end up losing that game. And that could affect us in the Super 8 stage of this competition. And the Super 8 stage is where the real competition starts. So I expect the West Indies to make some sensible changes. Since the World Cup, our squad have not been changed throughout the 3 games. Previously 3 games, the squad is unchanged. So I'm expecting some changes just to give some players a feel of the tournament and get them also into form.
And could I just lastly ask about the 2 left-arm spinners? Obviously, they're sort of quite different bowlers, despite the fact they're both left-arm orthodox. Could you just talk about their strengths and sort of how they complement each other?
Yeah, I think, we start with Akeal Hussain. His strength is predominantly in the power play, and while he does such good work in the power play, right as we come out, the power play is Gudakish multi-times. So it's like Akeal Hussain passing the baton on to Gudakish Moti, and it's been very good so far. When we sat down as a selection group and picked the World Cup team, we picked both of them knowing the role that they will play on these Caribbean wickets.
Yes, Akeal Hussain and Gudakish Moti has been excellent for us thus far in the competition. And I am expecting them to carry on because these surfaces in the Caribbean really suits their bowling. And they like to bowl on these sort of surfaces as well. I am expecting some changes in the bowling department. However, I don't think they will drop those 2 for tonight's game.
Raman, you spoke about one hometown boy. The other one is your coach, whose the stadium is named after. I guess this is the first time a World Cup game is being played at a ground which is named after the coach, if that makes sense. What does it feel like? He's got his own parking spot. He's got everything here. It's his island. So what does it feel like to play at the Darren Sammy Stadium in a World Cup match with him as coach?
It must be a surreal feeling for Darren, with all the accolades and having a stadium being named after him. But for us, it's an opportunity for us to put on a display for the St. Lucians that will come out tomorrow in their numbers to support us. Darren Sammy has been fantastic over the years playing in front of them. Now is his time to pass on his knowledge to us so that we can go out and play a good game for the people of the Caribbean.
Do you have a parking spot yet back in Jamaica? Not yet?
Unfortunately, no, I'm not from St. Lucia, but
You're back in Jamaica, man.
Even at Sabina Park, I still don't have a parking spot.
You win this World Cup and you'll have one. People always speak about West Indian players having a lot of T20 experience, but you in particular and a lot of your players have a lot of tournament play experience. Like, how important is that? I mean, you played tournaments around the world. You spoke about momentum and then peaking at the right time and all of that. So how valuable is that experience?
Yeah, it's been very good. When you play the best leagues around the world, you play against the best players, and with that, you pick up stuff of what makes them the best players in the world, and also you pick up their strengths and weaknesses. So when we come as a West Indies group, we rely on guys who have played with somebody from the opposition to actually give us insight on how they prepare, give us insight on their strengths and weaknesses, and see how best as a group we can come up with plans to exploit that.
Yes, rightly so. Remember when T20 just exploded, and all of these West Indian players went to the different leagues to play. In the earlier stage, we weren't seeing that form being carried over from the IPL and the Big Bash and the different leagues into the West Indies team. And these players, we criticize them, and rightly so. We question their motives if it was just about the money, because how is it that they are making big runs for their IPL teams, and when they come to play for the West Indies, that performance is not there. So it's good to see that these guys now are carrying that form from the IPL and their various T20 leagues around the world into the West Indies team. It's about time.
And in a way, Afghanistan is a lot like you. I mean, they have a lot of players who play a lot of T20 cricket around the world. So is it like almost a perfect matchup in terms of that?
Obviously, it's a top of the table clash. You know, Afghanistan have been playing good T20 cricket and consistent T20 cricket. You know, they have a lot of match winners. You know, so it's something that we have to come with our best game. You know, as I said before, they're playing good T20 cricket. So it's an opportunity for us to play against another world-class side. Very good practice going into the Super 8 games.
And yes, viewers and subscribers, we don't want to underestimate this Afghanistan team. I am nervous. The only reason why I'm not that nervous is because this game is merely to decide the group winner. All right? There's not much at stake. But whenever the West Indies come up against Afghanistan, whether it's in 50 overs or T20, I am very nervous. Because if you look at our head-to-head record with Afghanistan, it's very close. It's very close. That means that they have been doing well against us over the years. So I don't want us to underestimate this Afghanistan team. The track, though, being a batting track, that is what is giving me the confidence that we will, beat them and beat them convincingly. All right, because this track is not so slow, and I don't think this track will suit their bowlers. All right, so we should come out on top resoundingly. I am open. All right.
And the Aussies played here yesterday, and they said, Travis Head said, this is probably the best pitch they've batted on so far in this tournament. So do you look at it similarly? I mean, you played a lot of cricket here, of course. Is it one of those pitches? And we're going to see quite a few Super 8 games here as well.
Yeah, definitely. You know, when we look on the schedule, all the batters were excited to come to St. Lucia. You know, traditionally, St. Lucia have been a team. St. Lucia have been a place where batters like to bat. You know, but it's also an opportunity for bowlers to bowl good spells here, especially the fast bowlers. So we think that St. Lucia offers 60-40 in terms of from a batting perspective to bowling. So if you're a bowler or if you're a batter, you definitely can get something out of the St. Lucia wicket.
Okay, so the fixtures for the Super 8 has been decided. So after this game against Afghanistan, we are going to play England on the 19th, 7:30 p.m. That's Jamaica time. In St. Lucia, and then on the 21st of June, we are going to play the USA in Barbados, and our last game will be against South Africa on the 23rd of June. So I'm expecting the West Indies to be in the semi-finals, all right? Playing up against England, that is going to be a tough one. You know, England, they are playing some good cricket, and they are a very good T20 side. All right, the USA, I'm not writing off anyone because we see where they beat Pakistan, creating an upset there. So they are riding high, and I am not taking anybody lightly. But we are expected, we are favorites to win that one against the USA. And then we have South Africa. The last time I played South Africa, please don't get carried away, right? They were playing without some of their stars, right? Not taking anything away from those 3 victories that we had against them earlier. However, we have to be mindful that they did not play with their best teams. So expect the likes of Kagiso Rabada, Nokia, and all of those fast bowlers to come into the side. I will be playing, as a matter of fact, because they have already been playing. All right? So going up against South Africa is also going to be a challenge. But with home support and us knowing the conditions, I'm expecting the West Indies to pull through and march into the semi-finals come the 23rd of June. So there you have it, viewers and subscribers. Please remember to like the video leave a comment, and share it.